Welcome back to Trivia Clips. This is part 2 of the True or False Challenge, the Doors edition. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Let's see how deep your rock knowledge goes. Let's roll. 12. Light My Fire was written entirely by Jim Morrison. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer, false. The song was mostly written by guitarist Robbie Krieger. Each band member added to the arrangement. Morrison contributed to some lyrics. It was their breakthrough hit, reaching #1 on the charts. The full-length version included a long instrumental section. It remains one of their most famous tracks. 13. The Doors made a concept album based on Greek mythology. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. False. They never released a concept album tied to mythology. Their lyrics referenced philosophy and literature often, but their albums were not narrative-based or themed. Each album had a distinct style, but not a full story. Jim Morrison drew from Nietzsche, Blake, and tribal myths, but there's no full concept album. 14. Jim Morrison had a degree in film. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. He studied film at UCLA's School of Theater, Film, and Television. He met Ray Manzarek there, which led to forming the Doors. Morrison loved visual art and cinematic themes. He made several short films while in school. His lyrics often felt like film scripts or poetry. The band even created experimental film content. 15. The Doors released a live album recorded entirely in Paris. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer? False. There is no official live Doors album recorded in Paris. They played many U.S. and European venues, but no full Paris live album was made. Morrison's time in Paris was after his final show. Most live recordings are from the U.S. bootlegs exist, but not official albums from France. 16. The Doors continued performing after Morrison's death. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. They released 2 albums without Jim, Other Voices and Full Circle. Ray, Robbie, and John shared vocals. The sound changed significantly without Morrison. The band eventually disbanded in 1973. They reunited occasionally in later decades, but the core magic was with Jim. 17. Jim Morrison was known for reading poetry aloud during concerts. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer? True. He often broke into spoken-word poems on stage. These segments added a mystical, intense atmosphere, sometimes improvised, sometimes written ahead. They reflected his obsession with art and mortality. Fans were drawn to his unpredictability. He blurred the line between concert and performance art. 18. The band's final album with Morrison was L.A. Woman. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True released. In 1971, it was a blues-heavy return to their roots. Songs like Riders on the Storm and Love Her Madly were standouts. Morrison's voice was deeper and more rugged. It was recorded in their own rehearsal studio. The album was well received by critics and fans. It was Morrison's farewell before moving to Paris. 19. Jim Morrison published 2 poetry books in his lifetime. You have 5 seconds to answer. True or false? Correct answer. True. He self-published The Lords and the New Creatures. Both reflected his dark, surreal world view. They were distributed in small quantities. His poetry was central to his identity as an artist. Many later editions were released after his death. He always saw himself as a poet first. End of part 2. You made it through the fire and the storm. How many did you get right? Comment, like, and subscribe for more iconic rock trivia every week. Until next time. Keep breaking through to the other side.